I think nikiendelea kujiintroduce itakuwa ni Maringo because I've already been introduced and my name is also there, William Kimaya, and yeah, that is it. So I'm here so that we discuss, because I don't think I'm here to talk. We are here to discuss, and we are here to discuss about relationship and social skills. So just to begin with, when I was given an opportunity to choose the topic that I like to discuss about, I chose a relationship very first, not knowing that that was the most difficult topic, because everybody has got his own or her own perception of relationship. And so if I come here to convince you about what I understand about relationship, I realize that it is one of the most difficult, but again, we are going to look at some common aspects of relationship, and we are going to briefly discuss, define what is a relationship, and then secondly, we are going to look at, is it really necessary for us to discuss about relationship? If yes, why? So then we are going to look at that, and then we are also going to look at the level of relationship. God akitupatia nguvu tutaendelea from there. So I hope we are all together. And after that, then we'll also open the floor, because each and every one of us here is in a relationship. So maybe you'll also tell us your relationship story and situation. So you're most welcome. You're most welcome. And so let's go straight through the topic and then define it. And we say, what is a relationship? So we say a relationship is based on a mutual respect, trust, communication, and support. There'll be no relationship if there is no mutual respect. You can't be in a relationship if you're not in a mutual respect. If that's the case, then you are in war. Kama hamuko in a mutual respect, then you are in war. If you can't trust somebody that you are in a relationship with, then that somehow threatens. We also talk of communication. Communication, imagine of a relationship without communication. I don't think that works as a relationship. And then support. Each and every one of us needs some support. And so if you're in a relationship, then you need to support one another, so that we say that you are in a healthy relationship. Okay, now, as I can see, most of us are young adults. That means we are already in a relationship, but we also try to see the objective or the importance of us as adult or young adult, understanding why should we learn about a relationship. First is for well-being. Sorry, we're saying that first is for personal well-being. We need to understand what constitutes a healthy relationship. And as we've said, that in a healthy relationship, we need positive vibe, we need to support one another, we need emotional fulfillment and connection that is leading to increase to happiness in life and satisfaction. So first, you get into a relationship for your personal well-being. So if you're in a relationship, I think the first thing to consider is considering yourself. Are you fully, or rather, are you satisfied with the relationship that you are? If you are, then that is now the objective of a relationship. And that also reminds me of the Bible verse that says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So that means you cannot love somebody before loving yourself. So you have to start with yourself. And then after yourself, then you go to the next person. And same case with the relationship. You have to be, that relationship must be satisfying to you first before it satisfies the one that you are in a relationship with. I know that sounds somehow selfish, but again, it is the fact, or we say it is what it is. Now, the second objective of a learning relationship is conflict resolution. Or unless you learn about relationship, you learn about relationship, you will not be able to resolve conflict that maybe you'll find on your way. So learning a healthy relationship, learning healthy ways to navigate conflict in a relationship enhances problem solving skills, reduces misunderstanding, and foster a more harmonious environment for the two of you. Another objective is emotional intelligence. So we said that learning about healthy relationship helps an individual develop emotional intelligence, which is crucial for recognizing and managing emotion, both their own and for the others. So remember, when you are in a relationship, you are not in a relationship alone. You are in a relationship with one another. And so this aspect of emotional intelligence is very important because it helps you to understand your emotions, your feelings, and all that. And then it also helps you to understand the emotions and feelings of the one that you are in a relationship with. I don't want to use the term your partner because there are different levels of a relationship that we'll be looking at, and we will see where maybe partnership is not applicable. And so we're saying that emotional intelligence is very important. You have to understand your emotions, and you also have to understand the emotion of the one that you're in a relationship. Failure to which then you will be in a continuous conflict in that relationship. Another one is we learn about relationship and social being so that we are able to understand how to communicate effectively. And in a relationship, remember, it's more about communication. So learning how to communicate effectively in a relationship improves one's ability to express feelings, needs, and concern. Learning to better understand and stronger connection. So imagine of a relationship where there is no communication. I don't know if that one will also qualify to be a relationship or it will be something else. So for a relationship to be there, then there must be a lot of communication. Of course, I know that those who will call themselves introverts and all that, but even introverts, they talk. Hata bubu anaongea. So you have to communicate effectively. You have to communicate continuously and effectively for the relationship to be there. So another reason or another objective why it is important to learn about relationship is to know the boundaries, to understand the importance of setting and respecting boundaries in you are in. Otherwise, if you're not able to know and respect boundaries, then one of you might go overboard to that in that relationship that might cause harm. Another objective why we should learn about a relationship is about self-awareness. I'm imagining you are getting into a relationship and you don't understand yourself. So I'm wondering, how will you understand the other person? So the most important thing is exploring a healthy relationship encourages self-reflection, allowing individuals to gain deeper understanding of their own values and behaviors within a relationship. So, or unless you understand yourself, then it's very difficult to understand the other person. So it is through learning about relationship. So please make sure that when you are learning about relationship, you get to understand yourself so that you are able to understand the other person. The other one, maybe because of time, I'll just mention, and then if there is any that you want me to explain, please, you can write, or you can ask when we come to QA. So another one is empathy. Learn about healthy relationship. Learning about healthy relationship promotes empathy, enabling individual to understand and connect with feelings and perspective of others. Other objective is prevention of harm. Of course, we know that nowadays, and especially when we come to intimacy relationship, there is a lot of harm. People harm themselves, people kill themselves, people do so much things that are not healthy. So it is good to understand how to prevent this harm when you are in a relationship. The other thing that we learn is a social skill, which is also part of our topic. So we say understanding how to establish and maintain healthy relationship contribute to the development of strong social skills, essential for thriving in a personal and a professional settings. The other one is long-term happiness, or unless you learn about it before getting into a relationship, you might end up getting into a wrong relationship. The other one is life. Okay, we talk of life skills. No, we talk of social skills, so also life skills. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, I think maybe now we can look at the levels of a relationship, because most of the time when we talk of a relationship, our mind usually knock at one type of relationship, and that is the relationship that we call mutual affection. But again, there are also other level of relationship that let's look at them and see if they're beneficial to us. So the first one is acquaintance relationship. And in acquaintance relationship, we say that these are people you know casually, often from work, school, or even neighborhood, you're just interacting. And other word of acquaintance, we can call them public zone, because these are not people that you will get into that. I mean, the relationship is not that deep. So we say acquaintance relationship is typically characterized by familiarity with someone, but it lacks the depth in intimacy of closure relationship, like friendship or romantic partnership. So in acquaintance relationship, mostly there is nothing like intimacy or that closeness. It is just there. And it is characterized by limited interaction. So when you're in acquaintance relationship, there is no much interaction. So the interaction is limited. We say surface level of knowledge. So maybe at this level, you will just know the name, either the school they're in, if it is in university, the courses that they're doing, and then that is it. So there's no much information about this individual. And then we also talk of lack of intimacy. There is no intimacy at this level. Najua wengine wanajiuliza, so mbona ni relationship kama hakuna intimacy? Relationship is not all about intimacy, and so we say lack of intimacy. Acquaintance generally don't share personal emotions. There is no emotions involved in acquaintance. So hapa tu tunajuana majina, what we're doing, na tunapita. And then with acquaintance, very we say there are minimal expectation or obligation in acquaintance relationship. So there is a minimal There is minimal in acquaintance relationship. Minimal expectation in acquaintance relationship, and then we say casual interaction. So at this level, huanzi kuitana be, huanzi kuitana nini. So at this is the point where you call somebody so professional, like Mr. Sir, Madam, ama you just go straight to him, and then you call it. So, and then we also talk of lack of commitment. There is not much of commitment in this. So the second level of relationship is friendship. So friendship, these are people you have a deeper connection with. So remember, acquaintance, we've said that there is no much connection. But again, now when we come to friendship, we say that these are people you are deeper connected with. You share common you share common interest. You spend time together and provide mutual support. There can be different level of friendship, and so there is best friends. Those are close friendship. Ile enye Kenyans tunaita bestie. So best friend. So remember, most of the things that you share at this level, they involve emotions, because these are people you share common interest with, and there is also mutual support. And we say friendship is a friendship is a meaningful and often profound type of relationship characterized by mutual trust, care, and shared experiences. Friendship play an essential role in our lives, providing emotional support, companionship, and a sense of belonging. And here are some key factors, key features of friendship relationship. One is mutual affection. So friendship genuinely care for and like each other. Care for and like each other. I don't understand if you can have a friend that you don't care for, or unless that is a pretense. So if you love somebody, if you have a friend, then you also have to care about this friend. Another feature is trust and reliability. That with your friend, you must have a friend that you will trust and will be reliable. When you talk of trust, this is a friend, or rather this is somebody that you can share with most of your story, most of your personal life. And the reason why we are talking about trust and reliability here is if you are the friend, please don't be the kameme ama radio jambo, that somebody share with you something, and then the following day iko everywhere, iko TikTok, iko Twitter, iko everywhere. So when we talk of trust, when somebody trusts you, when your friend trusts you with their stories, with their personal life stories, please keep it to yourself, because they trust you. That's why they are able to share it with you. And reliability. So please be there for our friends so that they can share, or rather you can share with them. And then we also talk of shared interest. Friends often have common interests. They have common hobbies or activities. I'm imagining of a friend that you don't share any interest. So maybe like football. Coming back, like, so if you are a football fanatic and then your friend is not a football fanatic, he or she will not understand why you will leave your house at 10 p.m. to go and watch football somewhere, yet they're there. So even as much as you're choosing friends, please get friends, or rather be in a relationship with somebody that you share interest. Otherwise, there will be a lot of conflict if your friend doesn't share interest with you, because they do not understand why you're doing that and not Hello?
Yes.
We are together?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So let's continue. I don't want to be MP3, maybe naongea tu na watu walileft kitambo. So thank you. So the next one, or the next feature of friendship is emotional support. Friends provide emotional support to one another. They lend a listening ear, offer advice, and empathize with each other. So emotional support, it's, I mean, if you're in a relationship, when somebody is in a problem, then you get into that problem as a team. You must be able to feel and understand how they are feeling. You must, so that you are able to give them the advice, at least having understand. So you give the advice that is common with one another. And then we talk of non-judgmental. Our true friends accept you for who you are without judging. But again, this is a common problem with the friendship, that we have a friendship when they're competing with the likes of Mother Kome. They also want to be judged, and they are in a relationship. So if you are able to understand one another, if you are able to understand one another's motion, then you are not going to judge them. So in a true relationship, there is no judgment, there is no condemnation, there is no, I mean, those bad things. And I think that one is also found in the book of Corinthians, where wanasema love is blind, because in a relationship is all about love. You cannot get into a relationship with somebody that you don't love. Another aspect is reciprocity. Friendship involve a give and take dynamics. So say that friendship support each other, and the support is reciprocated. It is two ways street. So don't just be in a relationship where you only expect. So if you're able to kill expectation, and then you say that we are in this together, then there is what we call reciprocity. At least that's a good relationship, that give and give, not just give, I mean, give and take, not just give and give. The other one is just receiving and receiving. So another aspect is shared memories. Friends often create long-lasting memories through shared experiences, inside jokes, and significant life events. I'm imagining of a relationship where there is nothing at all you can remember. And the only thing that you can remember is you are in a relationship, but there is nothing else apart from being in a relationship. There is nothing else you can remember in that relationship. So without, you've already, there's no memory. So if we have, I mean, if you're in a relationship, then you should share memories. And in that, at least most of them are jokes, because in a relationship here, haitaki hasira, haitaki makasiriko, ukae tu ni kama you are so official in a relationship, and mnakaa ni kama sometimes mko vita. And then we talk of open communication. Remember, I think this is the fourth time that we are talking of communication. Open communication. Friendship communicate openly and honestly with each other. They can express their thoughts and feelings without fear of rejection. So basically, you see that when you're talking of a relationship, it is much of communication, because if you're able to communicate effectively, then all these things will be in place. So communication is one of the most, the most important pillar of a relationship. If you're not able to talk, then tricky sana. And then another one is time together. I know there is somewhere I'll contradict this. time together, spending time together is important in friendship, whether it is hanging out, talking, or participating in activity. So kindly, I want you to understand is either hanging out, talking, or participating in activity. So time together is not limited to hanging out. Time together is not limited to being physically there for one another always. It also involves talking because there are level of relationship. You might not be together, but if you are able to talk, then at least you are getting your time together. If you are able to be in continuous communication, then that's a perfect relationship. So say time spent together strengthen the friendship or it strengthen the relationship. Maybe those are the features of a friendship that I wanted to share. And then say friendship can come into various forms, from casual friendship to close or benefit or best friends, as I'd said, that the best friends are when you tunaita bestie. So we say that it is in two forms. So the casual friends and then the close or best friend. The depth of friendship can vary, but all healthy friendship are built on foundation of respect, trust, genuine care for each other, be it a casual friendship or close or best friendship. This foundation must be there. That is respect, trust, and genuine care for each other. Friends enrich our lives. They provide emotional support and contribute to our overall well-being. So if you're not doing any of those, then you know that you're not in a relationship with one another. Now, we go to the third level of relationship, that is romantic partnership. And this is where everybody knows. I mean, this is what we call mostly, or rather, this is exactly what people know as a relationship, romantic. And so, what is this romantic partners, or rather, romantic relationship? Romantic relationship involve a deeper level of emotion and physical intimacy. This can range from casual dating to long-term commitment in partnership. So under this relationship, there's so much that happen. You share your feelings. You share, because now this is somebody that you get into romantic, romance with. So you have to share your feelings. You have to share your thoughts. It goes deeper. It's beyond acquaintance and it's beyond friendship. So this is, we say that in a relationship, your partner is also a friend, but again, this is more than friendship. And that's why we call it romantic partnership. So this one goes beyond. And we say that here you share emotional and physical intimacy. This can range from casual dating to long-term commitment in partnership. And then the reason why I refuse, or rather I deliberately refuse to say that in a relationship, everybody is your partner, is because of now the next level of relationship, and that is family relationship. So we say that family relationship are usually among the most, rather, family relationship are usually among the most significant and enduring. They include a relationship with the parent, siblings, and extended family members. The only thing is people nowadays are abusing this kind of relationship. And to my surprise, that people have also turned family relationship into romantic relationship. I remember of a case of a lady, I think she's from Ghana, who got married to her mother. And she said that she has never found love from any other person apart from her mother. And her mother gives her the best than any other person. And so she decided to marry her mother. See, these are the things that when we're talking of African culture, or when we're talking of our African culture, these are the things that couldn't happen. But again, nowadays they are happening. You find also a story of a lady. Now, this one, surprisingly, this one is in Kenya. A story of a lady who decided to marry father. So I don't know, hapo hivyo sijui nani aliingiza nani box. But again, the story was about the lady who married to her father. So this lady said that for her, the person who cares most about her life is the father. And so she wouldn't like to get in a relationship with any other person apart from the father. And that's how they ended up marrying the father. So I was just asking myself some silly question that now, what is he calling the sibling? Is she calling the sibling children, my children, or my brothers? The mother, is she a co-wife or the mother? See, these things, they put us in a very awkward position that you don't understand where you are. And that one is, I think mostly it's caused by lack of self-awareness. And that's why I said that it is very important to be self-aware before getting into a relationship. If you're self-aware, then you will not find yourself in this kind of a crazy relationship. Just allow me to call them crazy relationship because some are not making sense. Some are even marrying their brothers or sisters. But again, it's losing, this process, it's losing the meaning of family. And hizi ni zile zenye tunasema ni kupitia tu, hizo ni relationships za kupitia. So we must be self-aware to understand the kind of relationship that we are getting in. So another one or another level of relationship is professional relationship. And mostly I usually tell people that your boss or your workmate is not your friend, nor your partner. Your workmate is your workmate. And you are there because of professionalism. Either you are there because you are qualified to be there, or because of connection you are there. You are there to work. And sorry to say it, that again, mostly, most of our ladies usually find it wrong. But again, it's not their fault because one, you find that kuna wale mabosses fisi wenye wanawalua into sexual relationship in job. And I'll just like to encourage our dear ladies that the moment you've decided to get into a relationship with your bosses at work, then that one also bringing you closer to you losing your job. There's no way you tell me that you're the first person your boss is saying, or rather you're the first person your boss is employing. Your boss has been employing. Maybe that position that you're in, there was somebody was there before, you don't know where they left, and now you are there, wewe unasema wewe ndio unapatia boss vizuri. Utampatia, and for the men who are here, they will tell you that after they get what they want, then that is it. So I'm saying that professional relationship, let it remain professional relationship. And we say that this relationship are primarily based on work interaction, nothing else. It is based on work interaction. So how you're interact professionally, because that is your work. If at all by bahati mbaya umejipata tayari ushaingia hapo hivyo, then we need to think twice and then think very fast. We say that they can include colleague, mentors, supervisors, and clients. So mostly supervisors, sorry, if you're a supervisor here or you're a boss here or you're an employer here, I don't mean you. Nasema hao wengine. Kuna wengine wenye ni mafisi sana, so they don't ladies to work professionally. What they do is, wow, they're just preying on everyone they see. But again, surprisingly, ladies, most of the ladies usually give in very fast. So please remain professional at your work. And then issues to do with the romance and all that, please maintain it at that level where we talked about romantic relationship. It might waste you. So another level of a relationship is online or long distance relationship. I know some of you will say that it's not working. And I can assure you, okay, I don't have testimony. I cannot testify from my side, but again, from friends that I've seen, it can still work. Long distance relationship can still work. Online relationship can still work. So we say, with the advent of technology, relationship can also form and thrive online or across long distance. This relationship may include friends, romantic partners, or rather romantic relationship or professional connections. So unaona hapo hivyo kwa long distance tayari imecapture zote. So when it comes to when it involves the romantic partnership, you also have to be very cautious, because remember you're using gadgets, and so anything that you're doing online will always remain online. Online will not go explaining when the videos and the photos that you share romantically are exposed. Remember, online will not go explaining that this is his or her partner. No. So in that, I'm saying that you also have to be very careful when we are dealing with the romantic relationship online. Of course, professional, it works. Friendship, it works. And you can maintain those friendships that are abroad or even far from where you are. So another one is a marriage relationship or committed partnership. A marriage or committed partnership involve a high level of commitment and often include legal or social recognition. Its significance, it signifies a deep level of emotional, financial, and often legal connection. So in fact, Ocampo, I believe all of you know Ocampo. Ocampo says that wedding ring is the smallest chain, but it chains you to death. It ties you to death. And that's why when we say we're talking about marriage, we are talking about legal. There is legal aspect in it. That when you get into it, it is very difficult to come out of it. And one thing that I normally say, that it's good. Like the 10 objectives that I gave at the beginning, before getting into marriage, please go through those 10 objectives and see kama inaweza ama haiwezi. Kama haiwezi, please don't tie yourself to death. Kama inaweza, well and good, go for it. I'm a champion of family, and I really like talking about families, and that's one thing that I like encouraging. And I think that's why I thought of taking relationship, just to encourage that marriages, they do work. I mean, people have said that, hey, marriages nowadays, as they work, nini. But we see people doing weddings always, like every single day, people are doing wedding, people are marrying, people are going for ratio, people are paying dowry, people are living together. So that means that marriages are still working. Of course, there are some cases where after marriage, people part ways and all that. But again, if you look at it critically, if you look at the working relationship and the non-working relationship, or rather the working marriages and non-working marriages, which is also part of relationship, you realize that the working marriages are much, much more than the marriages that are not working. If you're a researcher, you will know, rather you will understand that what we call outliers. And to me, I normally classify the non-working relationship under outliers because there are very few. But the reason why we think there are many is because these are relationships that involve the celebrity or the social media personality. And if we see that it didn't work, then they bring it all over social media. And so everybody sees that. But why are we not being given, or rather, why are we not being shown this well-working relationship? Because relationships that are really working well, why are we not focusing on this relationship that are not working? Just to conclude that one, I'll say that Pope Francis says that there is no perfect wife or perfect husband. You have to make that wife a perfect wife that you want, and you have to make that husband a perfect husband that you want. Because there is no manual. In fact, there is no, niseme hakuna supermarket ya kwenda kutafuta madem ya kusema sasa hii supermarket inabeba this level and this type of women, and this is, the things that we use, or rather there are terms that we use, but again, I don't know if we really get to understand the real meaning of this terminology. You are not my type. So I'm just wondering that if you say that this is my type, then you mean that when God was creating that your type, it was specifically for you. And there is nobody else who could match that partner that you have. And it's the same thing and about soulmate. So the soulmate, I don't believe it. Because when God was creating this soul, I don't think, of course, he had a reason and he knew maybe at the end of it all, you get married to this person and this person. But again, I don't think it was cast on stone that this soul cannot match with any other person apart from this soul. So you have to call it your soulmate. I think those are the things that the terminology that we use that mislead us. And then you end up getting into a relationship. At the end of it all, unapata umefika miaka 35, lakini by the time uko 35, ushaingia kwa like 24 relationship. Why? Because you did not consider the objectives that I gave at the beginning, the 10 objectives. They're very important, and I'll kindly request that even if you're already in a relationship, please always continuously go through those 10 objectives and they will guide us. Now, the second last level of relationship is a parent-child relationship. And here, of course, everybody knows we say parent-child relationship are unique and usually lifelong. There's no time, of course, nowadays people say that, but again, there's no time you will say that our relationship, that my relationship with my mother has ended because she did this one to me. Your mother is your mother. So the relationship that you're in, it is there to stay. No matter whichever harm or crime your mother did, that relationship will always be there. You might not be talking, but again, this is now, I think this is the only relationship where we can say that it still exists even without continuous communication, because your mother is your mother, your father is your father. No matter how, no matter how long you take to talk to them, they're still your parent. and they will still remain your parent. And as I've said, that this is the only level of relationship that might not involve much of communication if you're not communicating. But again, I don't see any reason why somebody can say that I'm not going to talk to my mother from now onward. Ukikumbuka zile zenye aligo through ndio aweze kukuleta ulimwenguni, I think less compare. I mean, it might be much more compared to the harm or the torture that they have caused you as a parent. Now, finally, we talk of casual relationship. This relationship are typically less committed and may involve dating or spending time together without a long-term commitment. This is the only relationship that I wouldn't encourage. I'll encourage all the other level of relationship apart from casual relationship. Because this and a casual relationship, hapa hivi ndio at the end of it all, unasikia terminology like ulinitumia, ulifanya nini. Why? Because there was no long-term commitment. Nyinyi mlikuwa tu hapa hivi kama zile za friend with benefit. You benefit from one another, and you know how you benefit. You benefit by getting what you wanted. If it is sex, then you get the sex and then you leave. This is the only relationship that I wouldn't encourage any human being to involve themselves in. Now, to conclusion, I said that each level of relationship comes with its own set of expectations, responsibilities, and boundaries. Of course, the casual relationship, it doesn't come with the responsibility because hapa ni kaende kisonga. But all the other level of relationship, they come with its own set of expectations, responsibilities, and boundaries. The level of closeness and commitment in the relationship can evolve over time as people grow and circumstance changes. So mnaweza kuwa mlianzia acquaintance and then mjipate mko kwa whichever level of relationship. So it is up to you to grow a level, to grow the relationship so that you know where you are. Healthy relationships are built on love, respect, and communication. Please don't forget that one. And then we also said that you must build your relationship. Nobody is going to build a relationship for you. And if you follow the 10 objectives or the 10 reasons why you should learn a relationship, if you follow them clearly, then you know why you're in a relationship, and then you build it yourself. No one is going to build for you your relationship. You have to build it yourself, and you also have to understand the kind of relationship that you are in. I think with that, I've really tried to talk those struggling. So to Irene and is it Otieno? I'll ask if there are questions.
Yes, anybody with a question or a comment, you can either type it or unmute yourself and share your comment, if any. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I wanted to ask, since you've talked of social skills, how do social skills affect the quality of relationships that you form?
So you're asking about how much. Now, this I think a question that will be answered by the objective that we are talking about. Because see, about social skill, It is understanding how to establish and maintain, I'm saying that understanding how to establish and maintain healthy relationships contributes to the development of strong social skills. So, or unless you have the strong social skills, because when we're talking of social skills, this is how you relate with people. This is how you relate with one that you are in a relationship with. Or unless you are able to, understand your skill, your social skill, then that relationship might not work. So you first have to learn your social skills. You have to understand also, learn the social skills of the one that you are in a relationship with, because failure to which we'll find ourselves, or rather when you're in a relationship, maybe the one you're in a relationship with is an introvert and you are an extrovert. So how you socialize, your social skill, how you socialize with others and how they socialize is totally different. So you have to learn these skills. You have to learn these social skills and try to merge them, yours and that one of your partner. I hope I've answered.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much. Muridi?
Thank you very much for that input. One of the types of relationships our speaker for tonight has spoken about is, the parent-child. And this has taken me back to some news or some incidents that were in the news in the course of this week. I don't know whether you saw them. One of them was in Thika, where an 82-year-old granny died 9 months ago. Was the remains were recovered just the other day. And from that story is that this granny or this woman had a son who is a pilot who was had put her standing under the bank, for some 20,000 to be going to her account. And we also told in that story that she had a son who lived 300 meters away from her house. Yet they did not go to find out how she was doing, and she just died, and that was discovered 9 months later. The second incident is which you may also maybe for those ones who haven't seen it, it's called BBC I, where they do investigative pieces. And one of the pieces that they did, which was also in the media, in the social media, in the course of the week, was the home for the aged, which is here in Togoto, in Kikuyu, where they were, those people who are aged, parents, are brought there, they are brought there. And then the people who are supposed to be the caregivers, they, they mistreat them, including starving them, and some even die. Now, my question is, what has gone wrong? Compared to where we came from, where parents were taken with, held with a very, very high regard. So why are such things happening now? What has gone wrong? Where did the rain start beating us? Thank you.
Yes, William, you can.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moredi, for that contribution. And I think I'll just dwell on your last question. Why did the rain start beating us? And if you remember, when I was talking about family relationship, is kind of, I think people are not focusing much on families. And as I've said, that I'm a champion of families, and so maybe I don't know if I'm pressing too much, or I'm giving too much pressure. But again, I think there is something that is lacking when it comes to family, and especially the first story is very sad. That somebody, your mother is just living 300 meters, and you've never visited for the last 9 months. even if your parent really wronged you. That I think to me is really not making sense, because there's no way you are going to stay for 9 months without seeing somebody who brought you to this world, or unless she or he is not there. But again, she is there, and you're just 300 meters. That is like 5-minute walk. You've arrived. So I think the relationship that parents are building, or rather, the relationship between children and parents need to be strengthened much more. And we also need to focus much on families, because if we focus much on strengthening families, then we are also going to focus on strengthening the relationship within the family. But thank you very much, Mr. Moredi, for that contribution. An awesome one that has challenged all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comment or question as we close? It's time.